A guy got a lift to a game and then spent the entire day in the green zone because he forgot one thing. Here's a list of 7 things you should always bring with you to an airsoft game, and I'm going to break it down into 3 categories. Things you can leave in your car, things you can leave in the green zone, and things you should carry with you out on the field. First, let's start off with things that you're going to need in your car because you might not need them right away. First thing you're going to need is you're going to need a toolkit. This is an average toolkit, and it has star bits, flatheads, Phillips screwdriver bits, everything in there, including some things that I have no idea what they are. Lately I've been attending games where if you don't have a 0-foot MED, then you need to have some sort of sidearm that is a 0-foot MED. Normally I bring my SSX-23. However, one time I drove to a game that was 2 hours away and my SS-23 locked up on me and wouldn't fire. There was no way I could drive back home, grab a pistol off my board, and get out there before the game ended. But what I did do was I brought a cheap Springer with me. That way I could still play. For me, if this away game is really far away, I always bring a backup pistol and a backup rifle that I can leave in my vehicle. That way if either of my primaries fail, I can go back and get it. Nothing worse than getting to a field and finding out your sniper rifle is either under or overpowered. If I have my sniper rifle with me, I always bring air brake pins and FPS rings just to make sure, and even a spare spring or 2. If you have an AEG with a quick change spring option, always bring a couple extra springs with you. One more powerful than the one in your rifle, and one less powerful. That way you can still play the game. I always bring my dejamming rod and leave it in the green zone. Nothing worse than having a stuck BB in your rifle and you can't clean it out. Where I play, there's a lot of fields out there are dusty and dirty. And on the other side of your jamming rod, you have a little loop that you can throw an alcohol pad in and clean your barrel out really quickly. Nothing like a clean barrel back in the game to get you back on point. The last thing I always bring with me and leave in the green zone is a small first aid kit. Something that'll fit inside one of these little nifty Altoids tins. It doesn't have to be much. I'm talking about like a few big band-aids, maybe a gauze pad, and some medical tape. Nothing worse than getting a bruise, a scrape, or even a blister on your foot that hinders your game. Man, just rub some dirt in it, put a band-aid on it, get back in the game. Couple things I bring out in the field with me, and that's zip ties and electrical tape. Sling loose on your rifle, your battle belt breaks, or your harness slips, and zip tie that back together. I once saw a guy take some electrical tape and tape the sole of his boot back on so he could keep playing. Went to a game once, guy's belt broke, and his pants were literally falling down around his knees. He walked back to his car and drove home because he didn't have anything to fix his belt with. Zip ties would have solved that. One thing I suggest you bring is a small notebook and something to write with. Inside the notebook, I carry the dope charts for the gun I'm using and even sketches. Maybe I found a technique or a move that worked great, or my rifle did something unexpected, or a nice place to hide. As soon as the game is over, I will pull out this notebook and start writing notes of what I observed, maybe something I need to check on my rifle later. A couple other things I suggest you bring is a spare set of goggles. If you can't afford another set of goggles, then go to Walmart and buy yourself a $5 set of these ballistic glasses like this. It could save your game, especially if you're far away or you paid a lot for that ticket. I know your time is valuable. You have no idea how much I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you. Got my channel members scrolling down below, and a big shout out to Rad and Ajax down at Tactical Airsoft Supply, and a big thank you for making this video possible. I got another video here and here for you to watch. I'm Shreq from Shreq Airsoft. Over and out.